Welcome back, students. So we have already done some of the functions and formulas that we would like to use in this particular spreadsheet application, and we have done some very common one, that is how to calculate the sum by using the sum function. We have also learned about the average function that calculates the average of the numbers, and we have run some basic if and else statements where not else, like if statements. What it does is that if it checks for a condition, if the condition is true, based on the true, whether it will check for whether if it is true what to do, and what if it is false what to do. All right, so that we have done in the last video lecture, but now we are going to go for a complex if statement, that we call it nested. How we can put one if inside another if, and how complex thing can become. All right, now what I want to do in this particular Excel or so-called your spreadsheet application is that I would rather like to do it in the spreadsheet application only. So let's, because you all are familiar with the spreadsheet, so we'll do it in the spreadsheet application because you will be doing it in the phone itself, isn't it? So yep, so yeah, the interface is almost the same. All right, it's a spreadsheet application. So now coming to this one, all right, so what we can do is that here we have this grade column. All right, so I want to calculate the grade based on this criteria. The criteria is that if the average of the student is less than 40, then we will give them the grade F. If it is greater than 40 and greater than equal to 40 and less than 60, C. Greater than equal to 60, less than 80, B. Greater than equal to 80 and less than 100, equal to 100, A. Alright, so these are the few grades that I want to give. Now to do this, because it's a condition, what are the conditions? That if it is less than 40, if it is greater than 40, less than 60, all these are the different conditions, right? So because it is based on the condition, it requires the if statement, right? But here the conditions are also based on, like not just one condition, more than one condition, right? So here what we do is that we go to this grade, we click on here, and then I will write it here, okay, equal to. All right, equal to is how we start the formulas or functions. All right, so now the first thing that I want to check is that if the average, or because we have to check that every subject, all right, the student must get more than 40, then only I will actually, that's when in the student gets it's not yeah, average also I can say. All right, so if the average is less than 40, then it is F, right? So I will rather start checking from this one. All right, because that's, if none of them is true, of course the student has grade F, right? So that's how we'll presume. So now what I want to do is that if the grade is greater than 40 and less than 60, now that is the average, right? So this is the average column. All right, now it's a and statement, because it has to check whether the student has greater than 40, that means 41, 42, 43, 44 till 59 it has to check, right? So that means we have to use this and statement. All right, and all right, I will check this cell because that's my average, right? If J5 right now, for because we are checking only for this particular cell, if this one is greater than equal to 40, comma, the second condition is again the same cell should be less than 60, right? So if, now if you remember what is an AND statement does, it checks if the both the condition must be true. That means J should be greater than 40 and J should be less than 60, then only it will return true. Now if it returns true, all right, then what is the grade? The grade is C, right? So I have to write within quotation, right? But if it is not true, then we come to another condition, right? If it is not true, see value if false. Can you see that it's written over there? All right, now value if false is what, like we have to check now. If the grade is not C, then of course the student might have got grade B or A, right? So now again I'll put an if. So try to understand it, okay? So I'll put an if over here. Again, this is in the false part, right? Open the bracket, and this time I am going to check again. We have to use the AND, right? Again the same thing, this cell should be greater than equal to 60, all right, comma, this cell again, because we are checking only for this cell right now, less than 80, right? Yep. right, then 80. If that is true, now for this, if that is true, then what I'll say, the student is grade B, right? But if that is not true, then there is a chance that the student might have got grade A or F, right? So now again I will check, if, open the bracket, and be very careful with the brackets. As you are opening, you have to close them also later on. So and this one, J5 is greater than equal to 80, right, comma, again this cell is less than equal to 100, because now it is not less than equal to 100. If that is the case, if that is true, then the student has got grade A. And if that is not true, then of course I don't have to check any more condition, because if it is not C, not B, then not even A, then of course the student got what, in the false. Can you see that value if false, it's written over here, right? Value if false, what if none of them is true, then the student has got grade F, right? Now we have to close all the brackets. So because this bracket is open but not closed, neither this one is open, this one, so as I am closing, you'll see that the respective brackets also highlights, right? So there it highlights the next one. Can you see that the black one highlighted now? So there. All right, now that's, if you make mistakes with any comma, brackets, then immediately you'll find it there is an error. So I press enter. This student has got grade F. Why? Because the average is less than 40. Now if, because we took that, because in our formula everything is about J5, right? Because that's the cell that we're checking. Now I drag it all the way down. All right, so let's drag it all the way down. Okay, now you see that this student has got grade C. Am I correct? Yep. Why? Because he got grade 45. Oh, yeah, 45 is grade, 40 and greater than, so so that is C, right? Let's look at this student. This student is 78. 78 means grade B, right? Why? Because between 60 to 60, this is what grade. So that's how it is calculated. Don't worry about this one, because that was an example that I took from there, just to check whether the student has passed or failed, and of course the student has failed. So wherever it is failed, you can see that F has come up. All right, but of course in this one also has failed. That's because the average has gone very good because of the other subject, because he got 23. So actually the student has failed. So if you want, now here is an assignment for you. All right, so here only, with this grade only, I want you to declare pass or fail. Means if the students, if the in any subject the student, just like this one, all right, like if any subject the student has got less than 40, then you declare the student fail. Like here what you see is that this student is actually fail, but here they are saying grade C. All right, but actually I wanted to specifically write that grade, that the student has failed, not C. All right, so this is your assignment. After watching this tutorial, you try to go through your own, means you make this spreadsheet application again, and you type all this formula, make it work first, and then what, this is your assignment. The assignment is, you are going to write the pass, not the pass, only fail. If the student fails in any subject, then it should not, the grade should be given only if the student pass in all the subject. You got it? Thank you.